but more subtle, but still crazy. This is one of my DIY jackets that I made from all the swatches that I had made back in my NIF days. I was in the college, and all these were swatches done for my surface development class. And for 10 years, I've had this. And when I started this DIY creator journey, I was like, okay, let's make this into a jacket.
Fantastic. Of course, and my first question to all of you would be, social media has literally become like a runway today. And everybody has a smartphone. Everybody is like an Insta model and a designer. You pick up things, you thrift things, you put it together. I mean, don't even get me started on those get ready with me videos, because I've seen hundreds of them. Starting from you, Ankita, how do you use the power of social media for branding yourself and putting your designs out there?
So for me, social media is everything. I started the brand on Instagram, and over the last 3 years, I think Instagram has just blown up, especially like you said, like Gen Z, everyone wants to make get ready with me's. And I think for every girl, apart from the event and the occasion, the outfit is the most important thing, the look. And why not show it? Why not share it with the world? Find people that resonate with you and your style and have a great community around.
But what do you think about your designs has resonated with the Gen Z crowd? What is it? What's that secret spice here?
To be honest, I think it's got nothing to do with the product or the design. I think it's everything to do with the feeling of when you wear a certain something and you feel a certain way and how that boosts your confidence. That's the key for me, and it has worked. I love dressing girls, and girls love wearing me.
Fantastic. Okay, Mariam, over to you. I'm not shying to ask any difficult questions here. We'll straight go there. You've been working with crafts, Indian textiles, and I have to say block printing specifically, which we all love. Recently, a lot of global brands have used Indian crafts in their product, have sort of hiked up the prices in unimaginable manner. What's your take on that? Do you think they're getting it wrong? What's going on here?
I think you're getting to the Bandhani controversy, if I'm not wrong. So I think Indian crafts are so profound, and it's okay for these crafts to be borrowed. But I'm going to start this with one thing. So I've done my master's from University of the Arts, London. The first thing that we learned before we submitted our first assignment was actually Harvard referencing and, putting bibliographies out there. So basically before we handed in our assignment, the non-negotiable was to cite your sources. So I feel like it's so important to take Indian crafts and borrow it as much, but give them the due credit. In the description of the Ralph Lauren Ralph Lauren skirt, the description read Bandhani tie and dye technique traditional. Okay, they mentioned traditional. How old? Where from? Kutch, Gujarat, Rajasthan, nothing was mentioned. No tribute to the Indian artisan or the soul of India was mentioned. So I feel like it's okay to borrow, but there's a thin line between borrowing and actually citing your credit. So I fully stand by craft persons and artisans, but I feel like they should be given enough due and enough credit too. For example, Dior had done the show in India, but they had given so much credit to the Chanakya school. So I think why not? It was a love letter to Indian crafts, and that's how it should be.
Fabulous. But there's also, it's not a one-way street, because we produce these crafts. We've grown up with it. As you said, Bandhani, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and India is so rich in craft. Right from east to west, north to south, we have something to offer. But are we doing enough in protecting our artisans, in protecting the craft that we produce? What's your take on that?
I mean, so, we are doing our best in terms of the GI tags. We are doing a lot in terms of protecting the craft. But I think at the end of the day, it's also about ethical practices from the industry itself. You can protect it to a certain extent, but these designers, the new designers who are coming into the industry should be, more aware of what they are doing, where is it coming from, seeing the whole cycle instead of just quoting something and putting it out there.
Fantastic. Okay, Param. Now, of course, it's hard to miss you as a designer, your clothing, and people who are familiar with Param's work can spot you instantly. Why do you think identity is so important in the business of fashion?
It's very important because, we associate brands with certain image. So creating that whole imagery is very important. So for me, creating an imagery of being synonymous to colors. You know, aap color socho and they should think of me. They should think of my brand. They should think of my work. So that imagery of wild connection was very important. And it's very important for brands to register. You know, आप हर एक brand को एक associate करते हो कि ये इस particular craft के लिए जाना जाता है. तो आप कुछ भी देख लो तो immediately your thought goes like, अरे ये तो, you know, like a very basic example of, अरे ये तो काफी सब्यसाची है, or whatever it is. So that imagery, that whole visual storytelling is very important. And to add to your previous question of craft thing, you know, India से चोरी करना has been there since forever, you know, of West, and selling India से चोरी करके हमें वही वो बेचना is very old. ये Kolhapuris and all these bandhnis are very new. I want to give an example which nobody talked about at that point क्योंकि social media was not that booming at that point. Right. Connaught Place में एक store हुआ करता था People Tree. Yeah. So People Tree used to make all these tie-dye clothes and very like पॉप ग्राफिक्स कॉइन वाले सिक्के के 10 पैसे के, तो वैसे वो लोग कपड़े बनाया करते थे एंड द डिजाइन टीम वाज सेलिंग इट एंड पीपल हैज बीन देयर सिंस लाइक फॉरएवर, लाइक एन एज ओल्ड, जैसे वेंगर्स है, लाइक खानदानी शॉप इन सीपी, वेरी नीश. I think Gucci a few years back copied the motive from that People Tree and it was on runway, सबने post किया, nobody could like understand, किसी को मालूम नहीं था until like Sonam wore it on a magazine cover one day on Vogue maybe. They caught it from there and People Tree sued Gucci and it was like an off-the-court settlement and People Tree got a huge compensation and they said कि हमें इतना compensation दे दिया गया है that we don't need to work anywhere in our life. They have shut down the store, they have closed the brand, they have made so much money out of that controversy. So I mean protecting,
Get
of
into
course,
controversy, guys.
Yes, and
That's
protecting
how, yeah.
and as Indian brands and like, see, karigars would not know how to get into the legalities of all that. But if an Indian brand is using crafts, at least they can make sure that they will get the right justice out of it or the compensation out of it. At least we amongst ourselves as Indian brands who want to take this craft forward, we can ensure that this is all like protected and copyrighted.
Fabulous. Okay. Ankita, you know, as I said, social media, anything out there, we are flooded with ideas and content. I'm sure all of you here have some idea that you want to capitalize, you want to put it out there. How does one stay original, especially in a field like fashion, where copying can happen, when you can pick up a motif? How do you guys, as designers, stay original?
Okay, so I have a lot of rip-offs of my brand at this point. I see it all over social media, lower price point, cheaper quality, similar silhouettes. And I think for me, like one very important thing is, which is a fundamental for me, is that whatever I'm doing has to be very authentic to the kind of style that I see my client wearing. It's got nothing to do with me really. It's to do with the consumer, right? Like what mindset they are in and how they want to be dressed. And how can I accommodate that in my design language, stay authentic to who I am, make them feel good, and still not be one of many rip-offs, right?
Fantastic.
So
yeah.
for me, it's got a lot to do with that. I think one of my major USPs, of course, is my silhouette. So I work very closely with the female figure and how I can contour it in different ways, how a woman just can feel sexy about herself. So for me, like silhouette is a major distinction.
Brilliant. Mariam, how do you stay original?
I mean, obviously, I think she said it very beautifully, being authentic, but we do something really cool, which is basically doing an Instagram call out for all these models that we do. And these are real students, real people, and we literally photo shoot them and they're a part of our brand. And that's how I think the Gen Z has been relating to us. And we get DMs every day. They say, how can we be a part of the brand? How can we be a part of the shoot? Because we are what you are.
So is this like an open call? People can reach out to her and be part of her
100%.
fabulous photo shoots. Param, how do we stay original in fashion?
See, we're living in the age of social media, जहाँ पे everything is so transparent. आप सांस भी लेते हो तो it's seen on social media. Celebrities are living on social media. There's so much access to it. So nobody wants like a cooked up story. किसी को ऐसे कुछ ऐसे वो नहीं चाहिए, like they're giving you out of the world story. So the more basic we think, the more basic in terms of, let's say, brands building and in terms of creating brands or clothes or whatever, the more basic problems we sort out to, let's say, like Indian bodies. Indian female bodies are so unique. We don't set into any small, medium, large, XL or US or UK style. We have our own body types and we have our own measurements. Like an Indian medium is going to be separate from a universal medium. So अगर हम ये basic problems को ही tap करेंगे, like how Parul had like a niche hair for Indian female, you know, like who have hair problems and all that. So if we just go as basic as solving these problems as brands, that way we can stay as original as we can.
Beautiful. That's a very good idea. Okay, I want to do some quick rapid fire questions now. How many of you have seen here the movie Devil Wears Prada?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, we've got few. And I'm sure you guys are excited for the next one. It's not a promotion for them. But I'd like to ask, you know, all three of you are entrepreneurs, have started your brands, you work with big teams. What do your assistants think about you? Ankita.
I mean, I think I have a great relationship with my team. Of course, we have back and forths, but it's a chilled out environment. We work as a community. It's really nice. Nothing like Miranda Priestley at all.
Okay. Mariam?
Again, yeah, it's not that formal. Everybody's dressed super casually. That's the first thing. But I think if I say, I think it needs more intention, they understand it, what they need to do. I don't have to say anything else.
Perfect. Param, who do you think is the most stylish Yuva star right now?
I feel Ananya Pandey is really like killing with the fashion game.
Okay. Do we agree? Okay, we've got some claps.
That's going to be my answer as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll twist it a little. Who do you think is the most stylish leader or politician we have right now?
I'm not answering that question.
Okay, fine.
Kangna is quite stylish.
Kangna is quite stylish.
Really
Okay.
Kanga's got great style. Yeah.
Kangna has got great style. What else? Okay, interesting, fine. Okay, okay. Kill, marry, kill. Kiss, marry, kill. A game that we all play. Fashion edition. Crocs, dad jeans, oversized hoodies. Who do you kill? Who do you marry? Who do you kiss?
Kill Crocs, marry oversized hoodies, and kiss dad jeans.
Okay, what about you, Mariam?
I mean, kill the Crocs.
Okay.
They're super ugly, honestly. Super comfy, but ugly. Marry the hoodie. And then hook up with the dad jeans. Yeah.
Param, are we killing the Crocs?
Yeah, no, I can't kill Crocs. I work with them a lot, so obviously. I think I'll not kill anyone. Yeah, matlab, dad jeans I would do like a hookup, and hoodie I would do like marry, because I can marry in a hoodie, like be very comfortable and wear Crocs.
We'll have a fight over the hoodie because all three of us are.
Spoken like a true politician. Okay, final question. One fashion trend you just want to get rid of?
I think, as Mariam put it, cultural appropriation. I think taking away things from the East, putting it into the West, and not giving credit, it really needs to stop. It needs to stop at the bigger leagues, right? Like if the bigger brands do it, it's just a ripple effect. So I think that is one thing that really needs to be put to an end.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, all of you. Huge round of applause for Ankita Jain, Mariam Khatri, and Param Sahib. I would just like, I know there are a lot of aspiring fashion people here, be it designers, content creators, influencers, stylists. Quick suggestion, advice from all three of you for aspiring fashion people out there. Let's start with you.
I think a key point for me, which I would like to give as advice, is that just keep not just working hard, but also like keep having a good network, start talking to people, stylists, photographers, models, have a good kind of community around, because creativity is not limited to who you are, but who you're surrounded with. So that's one thing that's always kept me going.
Mariam, quick answer.
I think starting something is easy, keeping at it is even harder. So don't just start up and keep at it.
Being consistent.
Be very consistent.
I would say don't come to fashion just by looking at all the glam and the starry and the whole glamorous side of it. Know that that is just the surface of it. There is 10 feet deep what's inside it, and that's the real side of it. So if you're ready to take it all every day as it comes, just embrace it.
Fantastic. Round of applause for Ankita Jain, Mariam Khatri, and Param Sahib. Thank you so much, guys.